Do you want alcohol?
I think we should.
Should we drink? Do you think this is a story to tell while we are drinking?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm Gugu and I'm here with the love of my life,
KEARABILWE'S,
and we are
your favorite queer couple.
So today we're doing a little bit of a serious video. We're doing KEARABILWE'S coming out experience, and then at the end of the video we're going to announce the giveaway winners. We have 2 winners for the giveaway, so wait till the end to get the announcement on who has won. So let's start.
Yeah, alright guys, so I think for me, firstly I'd like to say thank you for clicking and coming to listen to my story. But also secondly, this is going to be a very difficult story for me to share and to narrate. But I think the biggest thing and the objective of the video is one, for me to tell my story, to tell it for myself and to tell it how I experienced it. It's not to smear campaign anyone or anything like that. But secondly, I think it is important for people to share the stories that they have when they're coming out, so that it can, help someone else maybe who hasn't come out, and also help people who have come out and have had similar experiences, for them to know that they're not alone. But also most importantly as well, is for people who maybe are not queer but watch our channel, for people to understand some of the difficulties that we have to go through, that you don't have to, in terms of coming out.
And I also think it will help for people who have people close to them that might come out to them, in terms of maybe the appropriate responses, or how to kind of maneuver that, or how to support someone. I think it will also help in that regard as well.
Alright, cool. So I even have like sticky notes.
It's serious. She has notes, she has mind maps, she has it all. Yeah,
because I wanted I want the point to get across. So also
like you can ramble, so like because it's an emotional story, so you would want to just keep it cute, keep it precise.
And relax, guys. Let's relax. It's just someone sharing.
Okay.
Alright, cool.
And thank you for sharing, by the way. I know it's hard. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Alright, cool. So I think the first thing that I would have to say is that I've always been out as a person. Like, if you know me, you see my Instagram, even on campus, I've always been out. So as soon as I got to UCT, I didn't feel like, I must hide myself. So I've always kind of expressed who I was, and to a level that I was comfortable with expressing at that point. But I had never had the conversation with my parents and actually like sat them down and made them aware. But I'd still like dress like this, all tomboy and stuff, but never actually had the conversation with them. So this video is centered around coming out to my parents. With my friends and my peers, I've never felt the need to do that.
They just kind of always knew.
Yes, right? And then secondly, it's for me saying I didn't come out willingly, unfortunately. My story is so similar to Gugu. Like, I was outed, right?
I honestly, that's the one thing where that's the one, when I went through that, my one wish was that you don't go through it. I was like, okay, I'm going through it, it's fine, it's hectic, it's a lot, but can it please not happen to her? Like, can we please not do this story all over again? And then that's what happened. So, but also, even though how it came out was similar, how things planned out transpired was so different. So what happened was that apparently, I don't even know when, but at some point in time, my mom's best friend sent her a link to one of our videos through WhatsApp, and then she was like, I don't even know what the message says or what the thing, but I know that that's how my mom was made aware of the situation. I don't know the intention behind what it was sent and whatever. Like, I don't know. But how did you find out that your mom?
So that I found out maybe, when was it? A month or so ago.
Yeah.
Because my brother tried to contact Gugu. And then he sent a voice note being like, oh, mom just called me asking me why didn't I tell her that I'm lesbian. Like, why didn't he tell my mom?
Yeah.
That.
Yeah. So
because she found out through so and so sending her a link of our YouTube channel.
Yeah, but this was a confirmation of what you already knew.
Yes.
So this happened a month after the story we were about to tell you. So yeah, this was just a confirmation of, oh, so they did know.
Yes.
So this confirms my feeling. Yeah.
Yes.
What my intuition was telling me.
Yeah.
So this is later on she realized, oh, she actually did know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think let's tell the story.
So start from the beginning.
From the beginning.
Yeah.
So okay, cool. Kovivi hit. I didn't get to see my parents, right? So they were supposed to come down in March because I was graduating. They were supposed to come down. Kovivi hit. They didn't come down. But even before that time, I was already with my therapist working through how to come out to them.
Yes.
Right? And then they didn't come, and I was like, you know what, I really want to have this conversation face to face with my parents, so it's fine, I won't do it over the phone, whatever. Kovivi comes. It's September. I'm like, I tell Gugu, babe, I'm gonna go home. I haven't seen my family the whole year because I spent New Year's with Gugu.
Yeah.
And then, so I tell her I'm gonna go home, sharp. But even one of the biggest things that I told Gugu, like, I don't want to turn 25 and I have not told my parents.
Yeah, well.
You know.
Yeah.
So
like she already was telling the universe like before I turn 25, I'd like to come out, I'd like to make it known.
Yes.
You know, I just want to live freely after 25.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So then I get home, and I'm gonna come to why I waited this long. So that's another. I'm gonna get there. So I get home sharp. When I get home, I won't lie, the vibes were not great. Right. Like Nahulu tense, and I didn't pinpoint.
Why?
As to what could have gone wrong. Like, I know when I got there, I expressed to them that, you know what, financially right now, you know, I'm not in a place, I don't know what your expectations are, but I'm currently not in a place where I can be balling out on people. Already me just getting here, right? Giddy flight was a bus ticket. Already me just getting here was a lot, and I'm here for a week, and then I have to go back. To you know what I mean, and I still need groceries when I get there. I still need whatever. So unfortunately, I can't be balling out on people like that, right? So that kind of I expressed that day one when I got home. Don't know what happened. Sharp, and then got into an argument with my dad like 2-3 days later. But things just started getting, I could feel it. Like, I'm a person, like, my feelings, that's how I could feel, okay, it's getting worse.
Like, your intuition just was feeling uneasy.
And I didn't feel welcomed by my parents. I didn't while I was there. So then I text Gugu, remember I talking to Gugu, like, I think I'm going to cut this trip short. Because I could feel, I think I'm going to
and I'm there like, no, don't do
Gugu's
that.
Such an optimistic.
No, like, usually, I'm really not, but this time I was, I don't know. But I was just like thinking, because do you know why? It's because before you went home, you were you were looking forward to the trip. You were looking forward to seeing your family. You were looking forward to spending time with them, because obviously a lot of she hadn't spent time with her family the whole year, so she was really looking forward to it. She was really happy, excited. So when she got her and the vibes weren't correct and the vibes were uneasy, and she was thinking of cutting it short, I was like, wait, this feels really abrupt. Like, just wait, maybe see how it's going. Maybe actually eventually maybe people are stressed out. Maybe you guys are actually gonna have a good time. Just give it time. Like, also you're cutting it short and to like few days earlier. Maybe the next, like, those few days you get to spend time with people, you know, enjoy each other's presence. Like, I was just like, you know, because, you know, also this year people really haven't seen their families, so I was just trying to like keep it together.
Right? So then I had an argument with my dad. A day or two later, my mom comes back from work and she's like, I'm gonna say it, but she's like, so it's like a mom prayer, like a umamum tandazo, basically mom rabel. So she's like, go change. You and I are going to this lady that prays, right? And I'm just like, I tell her I don't want to go there. Like, I even felt the child in me being like, you know what, I really don't want to go there. And she's like, no, we're going. And I'm just like, whoa. All right, so that's already like, okay, sharp, we go there. She's like, this lady is saying a whole lot. It's not big, whatever. But this is a very pivotal point, because as I look back, I'm like, whoa, was my mom taking me to this lady to pray the gay out of me?
Yeah.
Because, or you know
in
what
hindsight,
I mean? In hindsight,
really just
yes.
like shaky. Like, what was going on? What was the reasoning?
Exactly. And also for me, it was really painful because I told you I don't want to go to this lady. And then you forced me to go there with your own intentions behind it and whatever, you know what I mean? Because even one of the statements that lady said was, oh yeah, how you interact with your dad is the reason that you won't be okay with men.
Ooh.
So it's kind of like, obviously there was a certain conversation between the two of them, because why would that lady have the chutzpah? Never your Holy Spirit is that great, but have the chutzpah to utter that to someone else. Sharp, that's whatever. And then after that, I literally tell Gugu, I'm leaving. Right?
No.
So
at that point, too, quite honestly, like, I was hurt by how everything was transpiring, how everything was going. Like, what really hurt me, her having to go to this lady without her consent really hurt. At 25, first of all, like almost 25, but it was just like, as big as you are, you still had to be forced to go to some prayer lady. Like, I don't like that. Like, those are things that honestly triggers me too. I hate being forced to do religious things. That's just a no-no for me. So from then on, I was now with her. I was like, I actually, it's getting like, it's getting very, because honestly, like, as much as we can laugh about it, it's very violent to force someone to go get prayed for or to do some prayer. Like, it's not, like, you don't play with spiritual things. You can't force someone for those things. You know what I mean? But anyway. Yeah.
So then, like, as soon as we come back, I tell my mom in the car, we have a bit of an altercation. I tell her, like, I didn't want to come because she was like, why karukwatile? And I was like, yes, it's because I told you I don't want to come here. You know, if you really are so pressed about fixing our relationship within these families and whatever, then we go to a therapist. Like, we go to someone who is, you know, sharp, qualified. So I can see, okay, things are unhappy. Her and my dad, they're getting angry or whatever. I'm chilling, honey, because I go, literally, as soon as we got there, open up my laptop, looking at flights, being like, okay, you know, talking to my manager, being like, hey, boo-boo, I'm coming back earlier. Can I move my, you know
my
what
off
I mean?
days.
My off days. Can I just ship and shippy? You know what I mean? I got you, boo.
Let's ship some things.
You know? Then I go and I tell them, right? So this is the Tuesday, whatever. I go and I tell them that, okay, I lied to my parents. I'm like, no, at work they say we must come back. Your valuation is lit. They say we must come back, right? And they just keep quiet. So I'm like, and guys, I can't lie to my parents. So that was very difficult for me to feel like I have to lie to you. Then you know I'm not comfortable.
Also, I gave you that lie. I'm an experienced liar to the parents. I don't do it anymore. I used to do it. But I was like, she was like, oh my God, I don't know what to say. How am I gonna leave? I was like, girl. Let me go to my list of lies. Use this one.
And she's like, work. They can never say no to work. So
just make up something. Sometimes you're just uncomfortable, and if you need to leave, you need to leave. And honestly, it shows you hadn't created a healthy relationship with your parents where you can be honest and it doesn't create a hostile environment. So while you're still in that space where you guys haven't created a safe space, it's okay to lie to get out of it. I mean, like, what else are we gonna do? You know what I mean?
Right. So sharp, how? Then they say yes, whatever. So now this is, I think it's a Tuesday or something like that, and I'm leaving on the Thursday. So the Tuesday they keep quiet. Wednesday they go to work, whatever. My dad comes back in the house, and
so you thinking everything is fine now? Everything has simmered down. I'm just gonna leave. Packing, everything is fine. Amazing.
I'm talking to my sister like, girl, I love you, but I'm leaving soon. I'm making the most of the time that I'm there.
You have left,
dude. Even that Tuesday evening, I make sure I work so that I can cook. You know what I mean? I cook for my parents, honey. I'm there. Chip.
You're thinking everything is simmering down.
My mom comes back from work, and I could feel this is so hostile. There was a space in here. Remember when I told you, dude, I'm cooking, and I can feel she's looking at me as if she's angry. Like, I could sense her eyes, you know, like looking up and down at me, not saying anything while I'm cooking or I'm chopping or whatever. But I'm like, yeah, I'm baksasa, babes. Like, you know, I'm not gonna entertain this specific thing right now. Sharp. That's like I almost 6, 7. I cook whatever. Then I go and chill in my room with my sister. So then my dad arrives, right? No, that's around 5, 6. My dad arrives, and then when he walks in, he's like shouting, like, "Hey, what's it? Nah, get sharp!" I'm like, I'm not okay. And then he summons my sister, right? So he calls my sister comes down like, yeah, somebody say Michelle, like go call Michelle, summoning me into the living room, right? So then already I could sense that, okay, this is going to be a lot, you know? So I go, and then so let me like just a layer. So this is the living room. Then the next room next to that, it's a bedroom, and then that's another bedroom. So my sister was chilling in this other bedroom, so she could hear everything. So I just need that context. So then I come and I sit down, and he just starts screaming at me. You know, he was just like, yeah, when I've had it, well, so you think you're an adult now, you think you're grown, you know, you can come to our house and you can't even buy yourself groceries while you're here. You know, just a whole lot of negative things. So, you know, certain things were centered around the finances, the fact that maybe when I was there, I didn't meet their expectation. And then while he's shouting, he's like, yeah, and the problem is that, you know, he's like, you'll understand one day when you have children of your own. But actually, when you have a problem, so you might never have children. So I'm just like, whoa, okay, cool, sharp. And then he keeps going on and he's shouting for, I think, a good hour. He's shouting. Then my mom was in their bedroom. Then he calls my mom, like, "Guy, hey, come tell her how you're feeling because you're unhappy. Come." My mom comes out screaming, like screaming, like, what did I do? Literally, like, what did I ever do to deserve this from you? You know what I mean? And then she says things like, yeah, come on, Gugu anyway. Who's Gugu anyway? So I'm just like, what is going on here? You know what I mean?
Is that for you when it clicked? Like,
yes,
what this is all about?
Yeah, so I'm just like, okay. And then she's like, yeah, we know that you're lying. We know that at work, and they're screaming, guys. We know that at work, they didn't call you back. Okay, sharp. And then she's like, yeah, and what are you rushing to Cape Town anyway? You're rushing there to be with girls. I'm like, what? That was them. So my dad shouted at me for an hour. My mom shouted at me for an hour as well. 2 hours. My sister's in the room. I didn't even say anything, right? So I think the biggest thing is, for me, they didn't even sit me down to be like, this video has come to our attention. Is there anything that, you know, like, let's talk about it?
Yeah.
You know, I had to hear it through people screaming at me, and then them saying these hurtful statements at me.
Yeah. Like, not to you,
at you. At me.
Yeah.
You know, for 2 hours straight.
Yeah.
Like, and then there was a point in time where my dad stood up, you know, and then he was standing on this side of me, and he was, because I was quiet the whole time. Initially I was sitting like this, I was just rocking, I was quiet, I didn't respond in any way. Are you okay?
You're just making me sad.
I know. Right, I didn't like respond, like I didn't say anything, right? Then my dad stood up because they were screaming Vele, and then he was like looking in my face, like shouting at me, like trying to aggravate me in that sense. And you know, like, so then, like, and as I said, like, I think there was
I just want to ask. Oh, no, it's okay. It's just, I cry. It's fine. I just want to know, like, in that moment, I think it's important for your own self and your heart to, like, in that moment, how did you feel?
So that's the thing, right? So then I've been attending these like sessions, and they gave us a task where they were like, okay, sit, like, think about a difficult situation that you've had and then analyze it, right? So they were like, okay, what was first question, look at what was my body sensation, and then look at what was I feeling, what were my thoughts, what were my urges, and then what was my final actions from that, right? So I'd say my body sensation was that, like, I was rocking, like I didn't sit still. I my hands were folded on my laps, my legs were closed, and I was just rocking back and forth the whole time. And I realized that I think this is something that I do when I can't do anything, and it's I sat like that the whole time also during my grand's funeral. Like, that was my position.
So maybe like that's your, I don't know, like your survival mode, or like a safe. I'm sorry. Yeah. You can feel it. It's okay. Just breathe. Yeah.
So that was like my body sensation.
Yeah.
And I think I've come to realize that that's when I'm like that. Like, I still don't know the words to explain it, but that's when I'm at my worst. Like, I don't feel like I can even do anything in this space. Yeah. And then, so my feelings during that time, it was a lot. I was scared.
Yeah.
Like, I told Gugu, I felt scared.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I realized that both of my parents had seen red. And by seeing red, I meant they didn't see me as their child. I don't even know if they saw me as a human being, because they shouted at me for 2 hours straight, screaming and shouting. I told Gugu, I was like, not even at one point did any of them think, wait, this is our child. Wait, how is she feeling? Are you okay?
Like, do you have anything you want to express?
Yes.
Do you need a moment?
Yeah, nothing, right? Because even my dad, after the two, then his final words to me was, yeah, Samai Lonahan. And he literally was like, leave. That's what he said. You know, so I was scared, especially how I saw that no one there in that space thought about me.
Or had your back.
Or had my back. Nothing.
Or cared about
me. Nothing.
In that moment.
Yeah.
In that moment.
And like, even in the moment, yes. And how I could depict it was, it's a very violent thing. But you know, how about baka? Like a group of people come and they hit you and you're on the floor and all of them are kicking you at the same time.
Yeah.
That is how I felt.
Like emotionally.
Yes, emotionally, like I was just being from all angles. Like, I had to protect myself, as my parents in that moment emotionally were beating me up and they didn't care.
Yeah. I just want to say, like, if there's any parents or guardians watching, I just feel like there are times where you might have an argument with your child, or a discussion that maybe gets heated, or whatever it is. But I think what's important, and what I've seen from my parents, which I'm not saying they're perfect parents, I'm just saying this one thing we can learn from is that sometimes one parent is angry at you, and then the other one is also in the situation, but they're not seeing red like the other parent, and they are like the reasonable one. And it's like, okay guys, I understand that this is a big heated discussion, this big argument, but okay, let's calm down, let's wusa. Like sometimes, like when I had my whole coming out explosion thing, my mom was very upset, and she showed it.
Yeah.
But my dad was more like, no, it's okay. It's okay. Like, I literally called him hysterically crying, and he was like, it's okay. Calm down. Like, everything is gonna be okay. Don't worry about it. Like, everything, I love you. Like, relax. Everything's gonna be okay. Like, you just need one to kind of calm everything down. Like, yes, right now we're having this explosion. Yes, right now we're fighting. But please see the bigger picture is that we love you and everything's gonna be okay. Right now it's a mess, yes, but it's okay. Like, I'm gonna neutralize the situation so that as the child you still feel safe. You're like, oh my God, this is, because at the time I thought my life was, I was like, my life's gonna be upside down from this on. But after I spoke to him, I was like, oh, actually, like, seeing the bigger picture, everything's gonna be okay. People are allowed to have their feelings and to have explosions and to say how they feel. But my dad just reassured me that after all of this, everything is still gonna be okay. But if both guardians or both parents are doing that, what is the like, as the child, how am I supposed to feel? I'm going to feel unsafe. It's going to take a lot for me to trust you again as my parents, because it's like, in that moment, both of you just came onto me, and like, that's very dangerous.
And I think in that moment, and even when I was telling Gugu what happened, so my grand passed away last, so my grand raised me, I literally told her that in that moment, I felt like the one person that love me in the world, she's gone. And I felt like, then who am I? You know, because I know, like, I would have been able to run to her. I would have I just felt so like alone.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot. I didn't think it was gonna be so much.
It's okay. You can take a moment if you need a moment.
Yeah. Alright, cool. Yeah. Okay. And then apart from being scared, I was very disappointed. In the rational mind, I was very disappointed and embarrassed. Disappointed in, wow, these are the people that raised me, and this is how, because you know what I mean.
This is how they're choosing to act and react.
Okay. And even I even stripping away that I'm their child, just as a human being. This is how you're choosing to treat another human being because you found out that they're lesbian.
But also I think it was you feeling like, besides the parent-child relationship, it's like, did we live together?
Exactly.
We've spent so much time together. We have so many memories together. Like, you know me.
Yeah.
Like, we've chilled.
Yeah.
We have broken bread together. Like in this moment, think of that also.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes. And I think that's what as I was sitting, for a long time I was very angry, and I think a part of my anger came from, wow, you have done so much to me, so much as my parents. You've disappointed me so for years, everything, and I still loved you. And then just because I am different in this way, because it's not even about you, I'm just a lesbian, nothing else, then you can't love me. You can't see past that. But I have seen past everything that you have chosen to do to me, that you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
even in that, like, this thing is also, you didn't do anything wrong.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Also, this is not like, oh, look past my flaws.
No,
it's not a
it's
flaw.
not.
So it's just like, this is just, obviously,
Yes.
I understand how our parents were brought up. I understand all of that. So sometimes it just takes them a little bit of time.
Yes.
But in that, if parents are watching, or whoever's watching, yes, I understand you need a little bit of time, but in that taking a little bit of time, do not be violent towards me. Do not project your feelings towards me.
Yeah.
This
Like,
don't put it onto me. You can sit with it by yourself. And then, that's possible too.
And I think, I don't know who it was, but someone on YouTube, when she spoke about her coming out story, and literally her mom's response was, yo, this is a lot for me. Give me time, and I'll get back to you.
Literally.
So
I need to do this away from you, because I cannot
and just
throw this all at you, because you didn't do anything wrong.
Exactly.
I know this is something I just need to deal with, something I need to work through, something maybe I need to unlearn, and that's true. All of us have had things where we were problematic in certain ways, and we needed to unlearn it. But you don't throw that at the oppressed group, or you know what I mean. You don't. No, you need to realize, I'm problematic. I have issues with this group of people. Why? I need to unlearn that. But let me take a bit of time. I'll get back to my child.
Exactly. When I'm okay. And then I also felt a sense of relief. Somewhere there. Also, looking back at it.
For sure.
Whew,
that
okay. I mean, universe, this is not how I expected it to go down.
I want to be more gentle, but hey, we're here now.
But I'm happy that at least they know. And I also got a sense of self-assurance to be the whole time I was like, this is why I never told these people.
Yes.
I was like, and you remember I used to tell you, I know my parents, I know them, and
sometimes you gaslight yourself. You're like, maybe I'm being dramatic. Maybe my parents actually would take this well. But also, again, I just want to say, even in that, I feel like your parents were still saying, even when your mom was saying, why didn't you tell me? It's like, you can't ask me why didn't you tell me, and this was your reaction. Okay,
literally.
This exact reaction is the reason I didn't tell you too. Maybe I was 25 and I knew I could take care of myself, and I didn't need you anymore, and I could be safe even if you reacted badly. And even for parents who do react well, that's not a reason to then say, why didn't you tell me? Even if you react well, you give your child a hug, a kiss, everything, they can still tell you when they are ready ready. You know
That's
what I'm
very
saying?
important.
Even if your child tells you when they are 35, that's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not about you. I
Literally,
think
it's not.
there's just one thing to keep in mind
It's really
when
not.
anyone comes out to you, whether you're a friend, a cousin, a parent, a sister, whatever, know that it's not about
really not.
you, it's about them.
Yeah.
Don't center yourself in that conversation. You know, like literally do everything in your power to not center yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think it was that, like, it was really like, I think it was a moment for me, you know, to be like, whoo, girl, listen to your soul, honey.
Your intuition was correct.
It was correct. Because even before I went home, I started feeling this sense of anxiety before I left. Remember, I was like, I'm not feeling this anymore. So when I was there, I was like, hey.
This is why.
You know, so then I was like, okay, cool. This is why I didn't tell them. And I'm very happy that I didn't. To this day, I won't even be like, oh, maybe had I done. No. Like, they proved to me that, okay, cool. When someone shows you who they are, even if they're your parents, believe it. Ooh, and then my actions. So my actions was that, okay, during that, I didn't say anything. When my dad told me to via, I left. And then I think just another form. So that was in the evening, and I was leaving the next morning. So the next morning, how my dad wakes up in the morning, 5:30, so early, screaming from their room, oh, they know that I'm leaving. He's screaming that he has a meeting, he has to leave early.
So this is the morning you left?
Yes, the morning that I left. I'm like, okay, I'm quiet. I wake up, my mom comes in and she's like, let's have a meeting. Cool, like, I don't know what you're gonna do. And then after that, they come. I was sleeping with my sister. My mom comes, bang on the door, waking up my sister. Go shower, go take a bath or whatever. We're about to leave now. They know I'm leaving that morning. Sharp, I go for a jog. Literally, I wait for them while they hidden some in the house. I go for a jog, and then while I'm jogging, I see my dad, right? And I just raise my hand at him. He goes off to work while I'm on the road. And then as I come back into our house, my mom was driving out, and then she was like, Ofikabango airport, right? Asking me how we're gonna get to the airport. And I was like, nah, don't worry about it, I'll bolt. Right? And it hurt me to be like, wow, like, you don't care to that point. Like, you know I'm leaving. You don't even care how I'm gonna get to the airport. So I left. My friend picked me up. Shout out to me. Picked me up because Bolt was kind of busy. Dropped me off. Got my bus. I got this. So when I get to the airport, are these people not blasting up my phone? Like, I literally ignored it. I ignored it because I was like, no. This is when the consequences of your actions start to come now. You're right.
Like, I think also if you wrong someone, like, and you've had maybe multiple chances to kind of go back on it and apologize, and then you kind of only call them when you can see that maybe consequences might creep in, that might be manipulation. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm not a therapist, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I've done it before, but it's good to kind of reflect on yourself and be like, why am I talking to this person now? Maybe I'm trying to manipulate how they're going to react to what I've done to them, or maybe the accountability that they might want me to take, or maybe the consequences that they're going to now give me. So maybe that's not the time to start contacting and start trying to go back. Maybe in the moment you should apologize and fix your actions, or maybe later after they've given you the consequences, which you do need to hold yourself accountable for. So
so I left home. That's my action. And then when I arrived here, baby, I blocked my parents, and I only blocked them the day before my birthday. And then I wrote a letter to them. This letter honestly was just me being like, you know what? And I think this is very important. Like, all of this, honestly, me being lesbian is but a tip of the iceberg with the issues that I've had with my parents. And I think people really need to understand that don't allow people to use you being gay or being whatever as if, you've always been like this. Like, you have always treated me in a particular way. I've continuously expressed that how you treat me, how you disappoint me, how you do things and do not do things hurts me. And then now we're not gonna make it seem as if it's your first time acting in a particular way just because you found out that I'm lesbian.
No.
So I had to write a letter to clarify, guys, this is our relationship. You made it like that. It's deeper than that. This is but a tip of the iceberg. So I think for me that don't ever allow someone, I say what goes back to what Gugu said, it's about you. You being gay doesn't mean anything, honestly, to me. It shouldn't mean that people can treat you in a particular way, even when it comes to your parents. So hold people accountable. All right, cool. So now I'm coming to to my lessons, right? And I think number one was financial stability. Like, I haven't spoken to my dad since September when I left. Here and there I speak to my mom. But knowing that I haven't spoken to them because also right now I am blessed enough to be in a position where I don't need money from them. Like, I don't. Like, I've lived, I pay my bills, you know what I mean? I can go out here and there, and that honestly is grateful. That is great because then parents can hold on to you when you need money from them. You know,
it's
they
a form of control.
Yes. So not having that control in our relationship right now has also allowed me to enforce consequences
and boundaries
more clearly, because people recognize it. Whoa, because I felt like they didn't know that they're dealing with the adult KEARABILWE'S. I'm not 3 anymore.
Yeah,
this is
parents
me.
Can forget that.
You know. And then secondly, the importance of a support system. Like I was telling Gugu the other day, I don't know if I would have had the courage and the chutzpah not only to do what I did, but to hold on to it for so long. It hasn't been easy not talking to my family and like being active and enforcing the boundaries. It has not been easy.
It's hard.
It's very hard every day to be like, when, you know what I mean, to not allow myself to love them as freely anymore.
So sometimes, because you can sometimes default to the old you with the old patterns where you allowed certain things to be done.
Exactly. So that support system. So with Gugu, my aunt, you know, my uncle, like having those people around, it has been a blessing. And having a support system and a great support system truly can make or break an individual.
So people that, because then they can validate your feelings.
Even
then
my
you don't
cousin.
start gaslighting yourself in the middle.
People will remind me. People remind me like,
no,
girl,
what you're feeling is valid.
It's valid, and I love that. And people be like, you did nothing wrong. Like
and they need to reinforce that.
Because also the child in me, how I was raised, how, you know, for me, I could have never said, I'm not happy with this. Like, no was never something that was accepted from me in our household. You know, you're a child, you must always be happy. You must, when I say jump, you ask how high. So that's how I was raised. So for me to say no to my parents, and for that no to stick, it was honestly my support. So thank you to everyone, even people that just listened and stuff like that. You know, and then I think also a big thing was, the third one as well was, honestly, like, I had accepted myself. So like, if you are gonna come out, or you know, if you have that opportunity, but even if you don't, I had accepted myself. And to a point where, that's why I said, to me, I did nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with being gay, but you need to believe that. You know what I mean? Because you can hold on to it, but when ish really hits the fan,
you might shake.
You might shake a bit and be like, maybe, and that has helped me also to enforce my boundaries. To be like, no, I will not be treated like that.
You
will not.
Because I don't deserve it. Because I didn't do what?
I didn't do anything wrong. So I love myself, and I think that's also something that I think my parents are struggling with. That I'm not coming to them for validation. Like, literally, I'm not. Like,
That's so important.
I'm not. Like, it was to a point where even that's why I was ready to tell them this year. I was like, the conversation, had it happened, wow, they missed out on it. But had it happened, it would have been like, Mama and Papa, this is who I am. This is a part of me, and I'm telling you because I want to give you the ability and the choice to be a part of it. You understand? I'm saying if you want to come in, but these are the T's and C's as well. And unfortunately, they have broken the T's and C's. So it's kind of like, you know, I'm not saying it will never happen, but oh my goodness, I don't know what hoops they'll have to jump through for that. But it's just, when you come out, make sure you don't need those people's validation, because that can shake you. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree. You're definitely right. Yeah.
You know, like that can truly shake you. And I think just the last thing that I wanted to say, as we're wrapping up this video, which is very long, was I think when we were sitting like chatting about the similarities between our thing, like Gugu was very disappointed in the person that outed her.
Yes.
You know? And for some reason I'm not. Like the other day when I was jogging, it hit me like I'm not. And it's because I really don't feel like the person
did it maliciously.
Like I know the lady, I know her kids. They're very free-spirited people. Like to them, it wasn't even a thing. I told those kids, they told their mom, and they were just.
They didn't see how it would pan out.
Yes, they didn't see that, and that's because maybe they don't know my mom like that. Yeah. They didn't know
that maybe she holds certain views.
Yes.
Or maybe she would react like that.
Yes.
They didn't foresee
that.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not angry at it. But also, I think it's very important when you're dealing with people to honestly recognize that they had a choice to react. And that's something that I told my parents. I was like, at the end of the day, I don't care how you found out last year, last month, you decided to react like that. Yeah. You decided to treat me like that. And unfortunately, these are my consequences. That's that on that. And I think that is so uplifting and so empowering. Yeah. You know, and just, do it when you're ready. Do it when you're ready. You never have to do it anyway.
Ever.
Yeah. But if you get outed, hold your ground. Like, I think if you can, hold it. Yeah. To hold it, be steadfast. Don't be swayed. Like, people should know exactly what they'll get from you if they come left.
Okay, just to wrap up, I just want to ask you, like, what are you doing to heal? Because we can see this was a very, what is the word? Like, it was a very hectic, obviously that you need to heal from this, but like, what are you doing to heal?
Yeah, so I started going to therapy, I think 2 weeks after I came back from home. And that has really, so many realizations have come in. The therapy session has helped. I think also the emotional intelligence course that I signed up for. So it was for 5 weeks, remember that one? Going to that. And I think most importantly, it has also been being honest with myself about who my parents are, what I can expect from them, and then enforcing my boundaries.
Yeah, I think that's important.
And for the first time, I think I've actually done that fully. Where also I say it like
it's not just like you think the boundaries and then you expect other people to know. To say it.
And
it's difficult, but you need to say it.
I think for the first time ever with my parents and our relationship, I've made myself the center of attention, and I haven't taken that back. I'm really someone, I struggle with that. I struggle with being like, people being like, oh dude, you're so hurt. I'll be like, no, I'm fine. Like, you know what I mean? But now when you so hurt, I'm like, yes, actually I am.
I'm hurting.
You're right.
I need you.
You know, so and giving myself, I've started to give myself the right to be angry, or the right to cry, the right to whatever, like even
right to feel your feelings.
Yes, making this video was very tough. I was thinking about making this video was very tough because I was like, what am I really gonna talk about my parents like that? Like that's how I was raised. Like, you can never go to people like, yo, my mom, let's mama, because we must always portray your parents as they're my perfect parents.
But it's your story to tell. It's also it's not even about them and saying they're bad people. They are not.
They're not. They just
not saying they don't love her. They do.
Yeah.
But it's just saying, this is my story. This is my experience. This is how I felt.
Yeah.
This is the lessons that I can give to other people. What I learned. It's just expressing yourself. It's so important to unpack and express yourself. And again, if maybe your parents do watch, like, resist the urge to center yourself, because it's not about that. It's just like, you needed this time to unpack and talk about it. And so you're just taking steps to heal, and this is one of them. And I'm really proud of you, and I'm happy.
Okay, then the last thing, people, I just want to say, like, one of the biggest thing that my therapist asked me the whole time was, I hear everything that you're saying, what they did, but how does KEARABILWE, who's okay, like, how does she look like? And I'm still working towards that.
Yeah.
And I think
so that's part of, like, your healing journey.
It's just being kind with that. I think the last question, as my partner, how was all of this for you? Like, how was it when I first told you what happened? Like that night when I was sending you all those, like telling you what they said. Like, how was that?
For me, I think the whole experience, like I'm a very like empathetic person. So like if I'm very close to you, I will feel everything that you're feeling. Like I'm feeling it with you, I'm going through it with you. So for me, it was very painful. Like it was a very painful experience. It's something honestly I never wished. I don't want you to go through it. But obviously, realistically, a part of me knew it might happen and you might have to go through it. So I just have to be there for you and to support you. So yeah, all in all, I was very hurt. But at the same time, I'm looking forward to, like, I was also glad it happened. Yeah. Not in that way, but I'm glad it happened because now you can be free with yourself. Now you don't have to think, like now it's out there. It's like, okay, now I'm living my life. What's up? But yeah, and I'm just looking forward to you healing and just like working through it. I don't know, like I'm realizing that you really can't control other people. Sometimes your parents are not as equipped to do certain things as you would like them to be. And you can't control that. Like sometimes you have to meet your parents where they are, but still have to reinforce your boundaries. Still doesn't mean just because you have to meet people where they are now your boundaries are no longer. No, like it's like still I know that you're not equipped. If you even want to be patient enough to meet them where they are, you don't have to be.
Yeah, that's true.
But honestly I'm just hoping you just heal. And this year has been really tough, man. There's just been so much. But like for me personally, it was really painful to go through, and it's still painful to hear some of it. Like I've heard that story, obviously I've heard that story, but now I cried hearing it again. I don't know why, but it's really painful for me, and it's just really painful that you had to go through that. Like it's really sad. It's very it hurts.
Like I remember like the first therapy session. Remember when I had to go and narrate this story to my therapist. Literally that whole hour I was crying. Literally I was crying, and then I told you that was one of the first times that I actually cried. The other times I was so angry, but that was the first time I was like,
I'm actually sad. No, I thought I was angry, but no, I'm sad. I'm hurt. I'm in pain.
Like literally, guys, during COVID, I had to take off my mask. That lady like just gave me tissue. She was
like, get the whole box.
She was literally like, girl, cry it out. Like you could see her eyes as well.
It's important. It's important to express your hurt and your pain and to take it out. Cry. But that's really it from me, child.
That's and I think for me, just I'd like to say thank you. Thank you to you, Gugu, for the support that you gave me. Thank you to my cousin in Leidenburg. Thank you to my aunt in Joburg. Thank you to my uncle Gopidori, and to my aunt also Goletlabile. Guys, I appreciate you so much. Like those small calls that you do, check-ins, just telling me, hey, this is what they're saying. I appreciate, like it was nice having people in my corner to support you. And those that were not we see each other. We see each other.
Don't be shady. But anyway, this is the end of this is a very long video. This is the end of the video now.
Guys, but guys, please comment and don't be like, oh, sorry, shame. Like it happened, but
they can say sorry if they're sorry. You can say sorry, guys. Say what you feel. And thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you learned something or you resonated with something. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much to everyone who entered. Thank you guys for entering. Thank you for your support. Thank you for 500 subscribers. Road to 1000K. To those who won, please DM us your email addresses so that we can send you your Uber Eats voucher and your exclusive books voucher. Congratulations to the winners. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.